Hello, this is Vance, and this is Wednesday, March the 21st, 2018. These are the CL trades for today using the slow hand method for price action. Got a comment on my YouTube channel today with reference to my last posting, but I won't get into that. I wrote a public reply. You can take a look at it. But if you're interested, the fact of the matter is that this individual viewer said that it's easy. Anyone can talk about trades that have already happened in hindsight. Well, of course they can, because they've already happened. I mean, nothing new there. I never claimed at the time that I took every single trade that I talk about. No one can, in fact, do that. But as I posted, I think I've shown enough in-market trades, live trades, to lend at least some credibility to what I'm doing here. And so that's kind of the basis of it. I guess my advice to anyone that's watching this or watching the videos I posting, it's not like I have a tremendous number of followers, is don't watch. I mean, if you don't get any value out of it, don't look at it. Why post about it? I don't get that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. If you have any questions or anything, I've got a email, slowhandmethod@gmail.com. I mean, you can send me an email. I'll try to get back to you. Over the last few months, I've been kind of grappling with a few health issues, unfortunately, and I'm not going to get into any great detail about them, but they're not small things. And so if I've been sporadic about publishing, regular videos and so forth, that's really the reason. And, but it's not, this isn't the forum for me to discuss what health problems I have. And they're a relatively serious nature, but I'm not going to get into that here. I mean, I don't think it's anybody's business. As I said, that if I've been inconsistent about publishing on YouTube, listen, this is free, buddy. You know, everybody, you don't have to watch it. That's all it is. It's not, I don't receive any ad revenue from any of this stuff because they changed that on YouTube. I don't have enough followers or subscribers and so forth. If you get some value out of it, great. If you don't get any value out of it, that's fine. If you want any specific advice about something that you think I can maybe lend to you, send me an email. I'll try to get back to you. But like I said, I've had some health challenges over the last few months. Now, if it's not enough to you, well, that's too bad. That's all I can say. Sorry to be so blunt, but that's just the way I am. That's the way I feel in that regard. Anyways, let's go on to today. Enough of this foolishness. The market went up quite dramatically today. The EIA report was out, and it was a drawdown. And as you can see, and I was on this morning, I talked about where the price is open, and this at 9 o'clock. So this is 9 o'clock right here on market. Right here, 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., right at 9 a.m. right here. I guess that's right. Is it 9 a.m.? Close enough. Anyways, this is right there. 9 o'clock opens up, price turns down. You can see from this perspective is that price has bounced here, it's bounced down here, and this is 9 o'clock price, so it kind of drove down. And if you're losing the 15 tick stop, I mean, I've talked about this too. Why do I use a 15 tick stop? Is because the rotation on the CL is roughly 30 ticks, and if a trade is 50% chance of going up or down, and you're using 15 ticks, that if you're in the middle of the rotation, it's a total of 30 ticks. If I am going long and I use a 15 tick stop, theoretically if I've called this right, or it's the right set of circumstances, prices will run roughly 30 ticks before it'll pull back roughly 10 ticks. That's going back to trades like over the last, I don't know how long, since 2005 or something. I don't know, some extended period of time. However, that's in all markets. So if you look at this, and let's just look at this in hindsight, This is a 15 tick stop box. Now this is in the morning. If you look at how far does prices run before it pulls back 10 ticks? Well, I've been done this before. If you look at, let me just take this line. Perhaps this will help. I'll take a line here. Just a second. Okay, here's the line, 30 ticks. It's 30 ticks. So if you look at this, if I drag this over, where prices make this turn right here, and if you consider this a double bottom off of the one to the left, if you look at this run up, it's 30 ticks, and then it pulls back roughly 10 ticks. If you look at this area right here, it's within this is 15 ticks in this area, and then when it drops, what does it drop? So it's dropped down 15 ticks and another 15 ticks. So that's 30 ticks. All right. Prices moved up here. How far has it moved up? Well, this is at 10:30, so that doesn't really count as much. So let's move it up to the other side over, after 11:30. If we look at, would you consider this an entry at this area? These are like pulled back down to this trend line. So if you look at if you're an entry in here, is this 30 ticks? So if you get in here, so like this roughly, this is just eyeballing it. Is this 30 ticks? Then it pulls back. Is that 30 ticks? Looks like it. Price is 15 ticks. If your stop, if you're below this area. Okay, so let's say that you entered along this line of support here. Is this 30 ticks? Not quite 30 ticks, but certainly your first 15. Turns down. What's this length right here? Like when prices kind of rotates up, what is it right here? Is this 30 ticks? This area, is that 30 ticks? Does that look like 30 ticks to you? I mean, how many? This is not rocket science. I mean, there's nothing. It's just I'm eyeballing this, right? I mean, if you do this for 6, 7, 8 years and you look at it this way, I mean, it's the same, and that's why I do it this way. Anyway, do I have to explain it anymore? I mean, I think it's pretty simple. I mean, it seems reasonable to me. Anyway, let's go on to the trades. Let's talk about what happened today. Well, we had this run up on the overnight, and I mentioned this morning that and this is what, and I'll tell you, I'll paraphrase. This run up here was because of the API report, and prices were we had this run up in the overnight, and I don't know what the EIA report's going to be, but if it confirms what happened yesterday at 4:30 when the API report comes up, we might be going higher. And I believe I recall I mentioned the fact that price perhaps would look at trending higher. Well, when the report came in at 10:30, right here, it appeared that there was a bigger drawdown with crude oil, gasoline, and distillates than they expected, or it confirmed what happened and prices started to channel up. And where did they go? They went as high as close to, actually, they touched $65. Now, on top of that, there is the FOMC report was this afternoon. So you might not trade because of that report. I mean, that's a pretty big announcement. But as you can see that once this lift took place, right here, price did move up later on in the day. But again, if you look at the 30 ticks, there was enough room to get in here to get your 30 ticks. I mean, it was like 15 ticks on either side of it. And if the bottom of this frame was here, let's say the touches along this area, you can see that this is 15 ticks. Now, again, I mentioned this before. If you're looking at going long here, you get your 15 ticks below these stops here. If you're going short, you probably want to be up here someplace so that you have an opportunity to get out before it reaches these bottoms here. And I think it's pretty clear. You can see you could trade on both sides of this pretty tight trading range. I mean, if the general trend is up, I would be more inclined to go long at these levels. If the general trend is down, I would be going short. But as we can see over the last few trading days, there's been upward pressure on pricing because of whatever reason. A weakening American dollar, perhaps. There's the perhaps they're not producing as much oil in the shale oil as they anticipated, and there's a whole reason for that. If I'm an individual who's in the shale oil business, let's say, and anytime you drill a horizontal well, there's a significant investment involved. If I have the opportunity to pay lip service to people that are investing in my shale oil drilling business, I'd have to say that the chances for production are pretty good, because down the road I'll be able to raise more money, and down the road, unless that plays out, so if you have announcements like this, it might take 9 months before these announcements are actually come to fruition. What I'm saying is that if there are high potentials, or there looks like they're going to produce a lot of oil, which equates to more revenue dollars, then I might be able to raise more money easier in the equity markets or in the financial markets to finance my business. If I'm drilling and I'm not hitting oil, doesn't matter what the price is, if I'm not going to be producing in it as a general rule, then people aren't going to be willing to invest in my company or buy my stock and drive up my price, and I can't cash out and live on a beach someplace. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why news sometimes can be detrimental. The idea with trading is you try to look through all that kind of thing, I suppose. That's basically what I'm talking about. Anyway, hope I've addressed any, kind of talked briefly about that, about what the trades were. I wasn't trading today. I wasn't here. I was busy today, so I wasn't trading any of this. I missed all this, so today was a free day for me. So if I was here, I would be more inclined to look at getting in down here early in the morning. Of course, as we get closer to 10:30, you can see prices get tighter until that announcement came out, and then prices started to move up reasonably well. I mean, we had some pullbacks here, but price continued to move up, and ultimately peaked out over $65. Tomorrow, don't know. Different story. Don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Gonna see what the overnight is and then go from there. But that's it. So if you have any questions, get in touch with me here. I'll give you the email address. Just hang on a sec. Okay, here's my email. slowhandmethod@gmail.com. If you have any questions about anything, send me an email, and I promise, now I'm making you a promise, I'll get back to you ASAP. This week. Within the next 24, 48 hours, I will reply to you. There's a reason for that, but the reason is that I have to kind of really fire my site up again. And I haven't been. I've been neglecting that, and I think it's really about time. But like I said, I've had some health problems. It's time for me to do this, to get serious about this going forward. Only because it helps me with my trading if I can kind of show other individuals what I'm thinking about. It kind of clarifies my thinking. I've kind of fallen back on that over the last few months. I'm not going to get into, as I said, any details about my health problems, but rest assured they're kind of serious. But if you have any questions, it's not like I've got a lot of followers. I only have like 25 people that look at my videos. I hope it was more than that. I mean, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. So let me know. Maybe I can kind of get something going here. This is Vance. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.